We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin. As we record this, Russia has invaded Ukraine. American troops are headed to our Eastern European allies in NATO, and the U.S. is sending more weapons to Ukraine. President Biden on Tuesday announced new sanctions against Russia as a result of President Vladimir Putin's latest actions concerning Ukraine. This is the beginning of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, so I'm going to begin to impose sanctions in response, Mr. Biden said at the White House in response to Putin's decision to send quote-unquote peacekeeping forces into Ukraine's eastern breakaway regions hours after he formally recognized Luhansk and Donetsk as independent from Ukraine on Monday. Mr. Biden said the sanctions, closely coordinated with allies and partners, will target two large banks in Russia and its sovereign debt. Biden also told the American public that energy costs for Americans will go up due to the Russian invasion. He has said that he will use all tools at his disposal to keep energy costs down. However, he has not considered removing the restrictions of energy leases that he put in when he first became president. He has refused to reauthorize the Keystone Pipeline or to take decommissioning other pipelines off the table. He is still beholden to the radical left, and now security policy is coming into direct conflict with his climate change agenda. Putin has been emboldened by the Biden presidency. During the 2020 campaign, Biden claimed Putin didn't want him to be president because he knew him. Putin did know Biden. During the Obama administration, when Biden served as vice president, Putin invaded Crimea, largely unopposed by America. Biden was a known quantity on the international stage before he was elected president, and he wasn't respected. Al-Qaeda terrorists admitted during interrogations at Guantanamo Bay that they considered assassinating President Obama because they knew Biden was not up to the task of being president. Former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates has stated that Biden was wrong on every foreign policy decision for 50 years. Even Barack Obama said in a Politico interview, "Never underestimate Biden's ability to F things up." The disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan cemented Biden's less than stellar reputation on foreign policy. Biden's recent speech saying America would not respond to a quote-unquote minor incursion, a statement that sent the administration into a frenzy of activity to walk back. The statement only made things worse. Ukraine has been raising civilian forces to supplement the military. They have told Russian citizens to leave Russia. Separatists have been fighting in Ukraine since the early 2000s. And now Ukraine is preparing for a full-fledged attack from Russia. Russia currently has 70% of their forces on the Ukraine border. Russian military hospital units have been moved into position, indicating that Putin expects bloody battles. Military experts have stated that you don't position medical units if you don't expect to go to war. Russia has the ability to attack Ukraine directly from their shared border, through Belarus, and through Crimea. setting up potentially the largest land battle in Europe since World War II. Biden has the ability to stop these actions without sending American troops into harm's way. Remove the restrictions on the American energy industry. Crank up oil and gas production, forcing prices down. The Russian economy is almost wholly dependent on energy. Russia has previously been described as a gas station with an army. Get back to the point we were at in 2019 when we were energy independent and produced enough energy not only for our needs, but to help Europe get away from its reliance on Russian oil and gas. Then hit the country with major economic sanctions. So far, the Biden administration has announced minor economic sanctions. Cut them off from the international financial system. Don't wait. Target all of the oligarchs that have been supporting Putin. Target the Russian economy. Put an economic squeeze on them hard enough that they can't afford to pay their soldiers. The Ukraine military is gearing up to defend their homeland. They are fighting for survival. The Russian troops, on the other hand, are an invading force. They are fighting what Putin claims to be fellow Russians. They are not fighting for their survival. They're fighting for politics. And we have seen in the past that soldiers who are fighting for politics will not fight when they are not paid. The other thing Biden needs to do is hire hackers. Russia has been doing this for years. In a cyber attack, the U.S. is almost completely focused on defense. It's time to develop offensive cyber capability. The private sector and utilities need to step up their cyber defense as well to not give Russia any easy targets. The world has changed, and America can defend the world without troops being deployed if we have the will to do it. Biden's image of weakness is showing the world that right now we don't. Once again, Biden is behind the 8 ball in a situation of his own making. Putin, as we said, has been emboldened by Biden's weakness and is moving forward to cement his legacy and attempt to reform the Soviet Union, a goal he has stated he has had many times. Now, Putin is 70 years old. He is starting to look towards his legacy, and he sees Biden's weakness as the perfect opportunity to move forward. That's the raw, naked truth. If you have an issue you'd like us to look into, you can contact us at xvadio.com/connect. You can listen to this episode as well as the rest of the Xvadio podcast network at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and wherever you find podcasts. We'll see you next time.